have this vivid memory of sitting in the bathtub one time and just crying.
I think I punched my dad once.
You're not in charge of me right now. Like, you just won't leave me alone.
I had an epidural in my back, so I couldn't move very well.
She just wanted me to keep pushing and keep going.
Everybody had one. Like, if you didn't have one, you were looked down upon.
This is a show where teenagers share their experiences growing up in today's world. I'm your host, Dr. RJ, and this is A Teen's Perspective.
All right, so let's get started. I have a couple shout outs. I got to do those. Because look, I can talk to you guys all the time, but I don't know what you're doing when you get home or whenever you're like not on camera. You know, you could be like the happiest person here and then you go home and you're like, you know, slamming doors and staying in your room. So your parents send in your progress reports. So I like to give shout outs to people who have like amazing progress reports. Brielle, I got to give you a shout out. Where's Brielle? I got to give you a shout out because this is a good progress report. Brielle has been doing so much better. She's enthusiastically pursuing her goal to obtain her driver's license, and she has shown great improvement in her driving abilities. She's not hitting curbs anymore, and even the brand new experience, even on nighttime on rainy conditions. This is what got me excited. This is what really made me remember her name. I'm telling you, this last statement her mom wrote in here, I promise you, it's like, man, Brielle's amazing. But this is what it says. I have not heard her recently utter any self-depreciating words. She is very happy. She is encouraged, and she's going to pursue income from different non-traditional methods. Hey, this is amazing. So everyone's with me together. Come on. We got to do it. Come on. Brielle deserves it. Come on, guys. Come on. That's amazing. So out of all those things, I love the progress report, number one. But the biggest one for me was we talked last Friday about the most important words you can say. And any word that follows I am is like so critical. So anytime you use the word I am, and then there's a blank, whatever you fill in a gap with, it's so critical. It's extremely critical. So you can never, ever, ever say I am anything negative. All right. So you can't say I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not good at this, I am a loser, I'm not cool. Like, you can't do that, because I'm going to tell you why. Last week, Friday, if you joined us, we talked about the subconscious and the conscious. In the conscious mind, you think it's not a big deal. Oh, I'm ugly today, right? Like, my hair looks bad today. You may think that's like not a big deal, but you do not realize what happens in the subconscious. Your day-to-day actions and the way you feel is so much coming from your subconscious. So as you're saying these I am words, the subconscious is literally just absorbing them. And the subconscious will show you exactly what you start to say. So you say I'm ugly, I guarantee you naturally you're going to just start seeing people that you think are prettier. And it's going to make you feel even worse. So you have to be very, very careful of the words you say after I am. So from today, come on, raise your hand with me. Everyone, we got to do it. We got to participate. Come on, Cam, don't leave me hanging. Come on, Cam. Thank you, man. In fact, hold on real quick. Cam was the first person to sign up. So I know Cam is not as excited to be here, but he was literally the first person to show up today. So I think, maybe in the subconscious, I think it's coming. All right, come on. Repeat after me. From this day forward, I will only say amazing things after the words I am. Perfect, man. You guys are awesome. Everybody's participating. So this must be a good day. So let me see how we're feeling today. So if you're feeling amazing, like today has been like an amazing day, raise the roof. Do this. If you're feeling amazing, do this. All right. Okay. If you're feeling kind of like blah, like uneventful, nothing's really happening, it's like a boring day, do this. Just shake your hand like this. If it's blah. All right. If today is a terrible day, like one of the worst days ever, do this. Oh, I don't see any. That's awesome. Today's good, man. We're going to have some fun today. Hold on. Let me go to the second page. Maybe I didn't go to the second page. Oh, I see one. Hold on. We're going to get there. I see two. Only two. Okay. So for the two people who did this, I need to know why. So can you put it in the chat? Don't worry. I'm the only one that reads them. And I will not say your name. I promise. Just put it in the chat. I need to know where we are today. I need to see where everyone's at. Because remember, if you've been with me some time, you know that this group is special. We're all in this together. All right. So every 106 person on this call, we're like what I call a mastermind. We work together. All right. So we're all from different parts of the country, but we're all doing this together. So we need to kind of move in the same pace. So I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to tell you who said it. So this person who did this said, I have a lot of homework and I had a rough morning. I'm not happy today. All right. So thanks for sharing that. This person said, I can't stop thinking about bad things that bring me down. Man, guess what? That's exactly what we're talking about today. We're going to work on some today. I'm not having a terrible day, but low motivation. Don't worry. We're going to work on that. My Wi-Fi is being trashed. I keep getting booted and I'm bored. There is nothing to do. I have to do a horrible assignment that making me angry. All right. Let's get to it, guys. Hold on. I'm excited for my snow day tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. So everyone who gets a snow day, that's amazing. I want to help everyone out. So for all the people who are feeling happy, for all the people who are upset, and all the people who's in the middle, let's talk about why this is the case. All right. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to really dive in to why you're feeling the way you're feeling. So we already got some good examples here, but this is super, super important. I want everyone to participate with me. So if you're going to participate with me, thumbs up. Thumbs up if everybody's going to participate. I want you all to do this. All right. When you're thinking about your emotions, because basically this is how you feel, right? Like this is how you interact with life. They are very, very important. Okay. So if I had to explain life to an alien, emotions would probably be the biggest part of life. Wouldn't you agree? Think about it. The way you feel is how life is all about. If you're having an amazing life, it's because you're feeling happy. You're feeling excited. If you're depressed and you're hating life, it's because you're not feeling happy. You're down. But ultimately, emotions are a big part of it. Emotions are a very big part of life. And I would argue that everything that you want right now in your life and everything you want in the future comes down to an emotion. Can anybody prove me wrong on that? Anything that you want right now or anything you want in the future, it all comes down to an emotion. Most people didn't know that. Think about it. You're thinking I want the PS5. Now, do you want the PS5 because it's just a box to look at and you just hold it? No. You want a PS5 because the experience you think it will give you. It's going to make you happy. How many people want a lot of money? Okay, I want a lot of money. Why do you want a lot of money? Well, I want to buy a house. Well, why do you want to buy a house? Well, because I want to have a place for my family. Well, why is that important to you? Because it will make me feel good. Everything you want ultimately comes down to how you feel. So this is super important. What we're going to do today is going to help a little bit with that. All right. So follow me today because today I think it's going to be really big. So I just want everyone to understand that emotions are so, so important. In fact, when I get a progress report, the first thing that I get is that, hey, my daughter or my son, they're happier. That's the first thing. So if you want to completely make your parents' day, be happy. Just one day, just be overly, overly happy. And your parents will be like, whoa, who is this new person? I love this, right? And I'm telling you, it's going to work in your favor. So today, what we're going to talk about is how to handle those emotions. Now, if you think it'll be so cool if you can literally control the way you feel, literally just stand up as fast as you can real quick. If you think it's cool to control how you feel, stand up as fast as you can. Okay. I see a few, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Dawson can't because he's in the car, but it's okay. Isabella, you don't think that's going to be cool to learn how to control your emotions? Oh, see, Gianna's dancing. I appreciate it. All right, cool. Now, the reason why this is so important, well, first of all, you tell me, why is this so important? Please tell me I just didn't waste my last 10 minutes just talking to myself. Why are emotions so important? Why are they so important? Think about this. Emotions. Why are they so important? It works two ways, I'm going to tell you. So emotions are important because that's a part of life. Who enjoys feeling sad? I do know that there is this point that you get to where you kind of identify with sadness. Some people do this. So I'm not talking about that. I'm saying in general, if you could choose to be the happiest throughout your life or the saddest throughout your life, which one would you choose? Raise your hand if you would choose happy. I have a happy life. Raise your hand. Now, if anybody want a miserable, sad life, raise your hand. It should be no hands. No hands. I should see up. No hands should be up. Okay, that's good. I know you're stretching, Reggie. I know you're stretching, man. All right. So that's why emotions are important. Now, guess what? This is the big one. This is going to be more important for some of you. Emotions are important because emotions are your key to success. Come on. Emotions are the key to success. Whatever your definition of success is. Ultimately, what I'm going to call success for now is you getting what you want. Whatever that is. I don't care. I want to make straight A's. I want to have more friends. I want to go on a vacation. I want COVID to be over. I want a PS5. I want money. Whatever you want right now, emotions are the key. I want a better relationship with my parents. Emotions are the key to that. I'm going to simplify why that's the case. How many people feel like you want to conquer the world whenever you're feeling sad. Just think about it. Emotions are the key to success because think about it. When you are literally sad, generally speaking, when you're sad and down, you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to just sit at home. In fact, that's what depression. If some of you've experienced depression, you probably experienced that. It's like quicksand, right? Like you don't feel motivated to do anything. And then you feel like sometimes you can't get out of bed and it just feels like a cycle just gets worse and worse. Now, whenever you're excited and happy, you feel like you get cool ideas. You want to do things. So ultimately, when you think of success, when you think of everyone who's successful, whether it's your parents, whether it's me, whether it's Elon Musk, I mean, anybody you look at is like, man, this person's successful is because they took action. They took action to get what they want. I'm taking action to get friends. I'm taking action to get money. And the only way to take action is if you're in a higher emotional state. So that's why emotions are so important. Now, that makes sense. Give me a high five. That makes sense. Okay, so you guys are getting it. So you all know that emotions are important. Right now, if you think about everything that you don't have, so just think for a minute. I want you to think about what in your life right now that you wish you had that you don't. Now, I'm not talking about death. Let's talk about everything else that goes on day to day. All right, everything else that's going on day to day. What is something you don't have right now? Usually what I get is this. I'm going to tell you, I've coached over 5,000 teenagers across the country. Usually it's the top three is this. I'm going to tell you. Friends is number one. Always is friends is number one. Number two is usually something related to school, like A's or just something better, be motivated about school, something. And three is a mixed bag. It's like so much other stuff. So someone said, they want peace and quiet. I like that. Hey, it's funny you brought that up because we're going to talk about it today, how to get peace. So somebody said, the only way I used to get out of bed is to play Fortnite. At least you got out of bed, man. So what I'm telling you is your emotions, how you feel will help you get that. Because when you're excited and you're happy and you're inspired, you take action to get what you want. When you're mad, angry, frustrated, bored, sad, you do not take action to get what you want. Now let's go into the big exercise that I want to talk to you guys about. So now if we want to be able to control the way we feel, because you could definitely manage the way you feel. And you guys all told me you want to learn this trick and I'm going to teach it to you. So in order to learn this, we first need to understand the people you're talking to. There's two people that you talk to constantly. Who knows the answer? Who are the two people you talk to constantly? And it's not your parents and it's not your best friend. Like you're constantly talking to these people. It's two people. It's a trick question, but I'm gonna see if somebody get it. Cam says yourself. Gabby says yourself. Don says yourself. Ava said your boyfriend and the brother. Your thoughts. Yes, Daniel, that's it. Ashley says thoughts yourself. So you guys get it. It's yourself. But then I said two people. So are you telling me that yourself is two people? What do you think? Two people you're talking to constantly. All right, I'm going to tell you. Two people, your past self and your future self. These are the people you're constantly talking to. You're in constant communication with these two people. Now, this is super important for you to know this because this is how you're going to manage the way you feel. I can say just your past and your future. You're looking at your past or you're looking at your future. But I think it connects more when I'm saying you're talking to these people, all right? Because this is a communication. Just follow me. Your past self and your future self. When you think about the past, you are communicating with your past self. Now, don't go too deep on this. I'm not trying to say, it's like the Matrix and you're doing this stuff. All I'm trying to say is when you're looking at the past, you're communicating with thoughts of the past. When you're looking at the future, you're communicating with thoughts of the future. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a test and you guys give me answers. All right. So if you're ready for this test, I need you to give 3 punches to the camera. If you're ready for this test, 3 punches to the camera. Come on. You ready for the test? Come on. Let me see those punches. Come on. Come on, Kayla. I didn't see a punch. There we go. All right, cool. All right. So this is what we're going to start off with. This is the answer. I want you guys to give me past, present is where you are right now, and future. You tell me which one are you putting the most focus on? You with me? I'm going to give you an example, and I want you to tell me in the chat, past, present, or future. Now, before we go to that, let me really dive into focus. All right, focus. Life is all about focus. Now, we talked about emotions are very important, but remember, where are you getting your emotions from? Your emotions are coming from who you're talking to. If you're talking to your past self, you're going to feel a certain way. If you're talking to your future self, you're going to feel a certain way. If you're just present, you're going to feel a certain way. All right. So focus is a big part of what you're experiencing in life. So right now we're all here. And if I start talking to you guys about a vacation that we're all going to take. We're all going to take this beach vacation. We're going to go to the Bahamas. We're going to go to the Atlantis and just have fun. All right. And if we start talking about it and you guys start telling me experiences, you're going to be talking to your future self if we have this plan, right? And you're going to feel better. You're going to feel happy. Although like something terrible could have happened yesterday, you're literally focused on the vacation. So for that moment, you're feeling good, even though yesterday was terrible, right? But what most of the time happens is that when something terrible happens, we literally focus on the terrible thing. And then every day, all day becomes terrible, 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 terrible. Because it's all we're thinking about. But if you learn how to shift your focus, in my case, I'm saying shift the communication, then you're going to change the way you feel. And that's ultimately the secret of managing your emotions. It's taking control of your focus. All right, so let's do this exercise. So when we think about peace, so think about peace. I want everyone to think about peace. What does peace feel like? Just think about it for a moment. Peace. When was the last time you were at peace? Just peace. What does that feel like? What do you think? When was the last time you were at peace? Tell me your situation. When you were at peace, just peace. It's a hard one, right? It's hard. Yeah, Michaela said when she's sleeping, right? All right. So I'm going to tell you peace. Peace is a hard one to really experience. Gianna said when she's playing, no. Cole says video games. Gianna said when she was a child. Hudson said when he's in the water. I'm with you, Hudson, because I do this meditation when I'm in a cold water plunge. It's awesome. I wasn't focused on, Isabel said it. Isabel knew it. She knew the answer. I'm going to tell you what it is. Nick is on it too. Nick is on it. All right. So peace is something very difficult to experience. I will say that. Because you know why? We're constantly talking to who? Who are we talking to? This is why peace is very difficult. Who are we constantly talking to? We're having thoughts of the past or thoughts of the future. That's not peace, right? Peace is when you're in the present moment. That is why meditation is huge for peace. Meditation is huge because what do you do with meditation? There's different forms of meditation, but what you do with meditation is you're trying to be present. Present is where you feel peace. So yesterday was terrible. I broke up with my friend. That hurts. But any moment you shift your focus, not from the past, but to the present, you will feel peace. So I'm going to tell you a quick way to do meditation, the easy way. Because when I first heard of meditation, I'm like, man, that's weird. I'm not doing that. You close your eyes and do all that. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to tell you an easy way to do meditation that you don't have to do all that. I think that at some point you should really try to develop a practice of meditation. I think it's wonderful for the mind. Studies have proven that meditation for the mind is amazing. What you can do is this. Focus on what you're doing. That is a quick way of practicing meditation. Focus on what you're doing. So I'm going to give you an example. I do it all the time. Whenever you're washing your hands, what do you normally do when you're washing your hands? You're either thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future. Rarely are you actually sitting there and like washing your hands and say, wow, the water's cold. Soap is on my hand. Do you see those bubbles on my hand? Wow, this feels good. That's present. You're literally focused on what you're doing. It's hard to do. That's why it's called a practice. If I'm drinking water, I'm holding this cup. I'm going to drink water, and then I'm actually going to pay attention to the sensation of the water, whether it's the taste, whether it's just how it makes me feel. That is what we call mindfulness, or as a form of meditation. That's a quick way of practicing meditation. That is how you experience peace. So Cam, my friend, who said he wants peace and quiet, so the cool thing about this is even if you have a little brother who's like constantly like, right? And you just want peace. If you start meditating, you will block that out completely. It's cool. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. If you got that, give me a high five. That made sense. If that made sense about peace, give me a high five. Okay, everybody's on it. Man, today everybody's on it. Jason, that made sense, my friend. All right, so the next one we're going to do is let's go to excitement. So when you think of excitement, is that the future, the past, or the present? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Future, past, present, future, past, present. All right. So there can be excitement with any of them. But when I'm telling you, as far as, remember, the goal is to shift your focus. Remember, this is what I'm trying to help you do right now is get some tools to manage how you feel in any moment. We just talked about what do you do if you want to feel peace? What do? You start practicing meditation, whether it's the breathing. Okay, you can focus on your breathing. You can close your eyes and take 6 deep breaths, 6 counts, I should say. Inhale for 6 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. That's a form of meditation. All right. It's simple, it's quick. It's something you can do anywhere you want. If you're feeling down, what I'm going to do, I have so much homework. What I'm going to do, guess what you can do if you want to feel peace right now? That's it. It's that simple. You know why? Because you're shifting your focus. You're not focused on the homework. You're focused on the breathing. Now, we just talked about excitement. Now, this is where I live, okay? Just so you know. This is why I'm literally excited. If you talk to my wife and everybody who's around me, I'm excited probably like 98% of the time. And the reason why is because I'm always in the future. That's the trick you want to use. If you want to experience excitement, you want to shift to the future. Now, there's something to say about this. It won't work for you if your future self is not a cool person. All right? If your future self is boring, this will not work. If your future self is a pessimistic person, it's not going to work. Your future self has to be the most exciting, fun, optimistic, just like ready to take over the entire world, like super, super motivated self. That's what you have to see. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is your future self versus your past self, I could just say thoughts, right? Past thoughts for future thoughts, but that won't really like key in to you creating this, right? If I say, hey, create an amazing future thought, you'd be like, I don't know what that's about. But if I can get you to give your future self a personality, ooh, man, we're cooking now. So I want you all to do that right now. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, I want you to write out some qualities of your future self. I want you to create your future self. That's so cool about this because it's not here yet. So you can like literally pick any person or any quality you want and give it to yourself. So do it right now. Piece of paper, write it down. Just give me some qualities of your future self. So I'm going to tell you some of my future self. My future self is extremely, extremely confident, like confidence to the next level. Like I'm a confident person now, but sometimes I may go through some periods where I'm like, man, I just don't know how I'm going to make this work. That to me, when I tell myself, I don't know how I'm going to make this work, that tells me I'm not that confident. I'm confident, but I'm not 100%. So my future self is like pure confidence. Whenever I get a cool thought, I'm doing it. There's no hesitation. No hesitation. That's what I see by myself. Also, my future self, I'm going to have more fun. Okay. So I'm a hard worker. So I love what I do, but I want to have this like childish fun, like the way I was a kid. I could just be silly and not worry about all the things that I wanted to conquer, like all the things I want to achieve in life. Because I think about that a lot. And when I'm thinking about all these things that I want to accomplish, it's exciting, but it almost put a weight on my shoulder. So my future self wants to have just fun. I don't care about anything. I just want to have pure fun. So that's my future self. So I'm fully confident, having a lot of fun. And my future self, I want to give more than I can even imagine. I'm going to give so much. So these are the qualities of my future self. So guess what? When I'm painting this future self and I'm having conversations with this future self, this person helps me in the present. So when I'm frustrated, because I get frustrated, anytime you see a person who's passionate and I'm passionate, frustration comes along with it, man. It does. When things are not happening fast enough, you get frustrated, right? So I then talk to my future self. I'm having a conversation with my future self. And my future self is like, hey, man, we got this. Don't worry about it. Have fun now. Just go have some fun. You're frustrated. That means you need some fun. So this is the advice my future self is giving me. So guess what I get to do now? I'm frustrated. So you know what? That's a good reminder. Fun. Is this making sense how you use your future self? Is this making sense? You already know how to do the present. Now you know how to do the future. Because remember, life is about focus. So yes, yesterday was horrible. This morning was terrible. I know it was horrible. Man, I got all these tests to study for. My friend left me. My dad said some words to me that was so hurtful. You're right. As long as you're thinking about that, it will be hurtful. But if you talk to your future self right now, and your future self, what would your future self tell you? Just you tell me. Put it in the chat. What would your future self tell you right now? If you had so much homework, you're super stressed, what would your future self tell you right now? Have fun, Kaylee. Kaylee said, have fun. Kayla said, hey, calm down. We got this, man. Calm down. Get it done and get it over with, says Dawson. You got it, man. Look at the big picture. I like it, Mick. Mick say, look at the big picture, man. Why are you tripping? It's a test, okay? Is life about tests? No, it's so much bigger than. In fact, where I'm at today, I'm going to tell you my story quickly. I'm an orthodontist for you guys who didn't know that. So that means I went to school 11 years after high school. 11 years, okay? That means I had to be straight A's to get to orthodontist. Guess what? I'm not even practicing orthodontics anymore. Like, how does that even matter? 11 years and I'm doing life coaching. So all those tests that I stressed about, they don't even matter right now, right? It doesn't matter. because what you score on your test has zero to do with your future. It has zero to do how smart you are. It has zero to do how much success you're going to have in the future. Now, with that said, I know some of you like, hey, Lene going to be like, hey, mama, I ain't got to study anymore. RJ said it doesn't matter. No. Don't quote me. Don't misquote me. I'm saying if you have to do something, give it your best. Try. But don't make that part of your identity. If you're a C student, don't be like, I'm stupid or I'm not smart. No, your strategy needs to change. That's all. We talked about that. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to motivation. Oh, man, you guys, I forgot who said it earlier. They said they want to learn how to get motivated. This is the time. Where does motivation come from? If you want to be motivated, should you do present? Should you do the past? Should you focus on something in the past? Or do you focus on something in the future? What do you think? Maddie says the future. Come on. What else you guys have? Future, present, future, present. All right. So I'm going to tell you, yes, you can get motivated by the past. You can get motivated by the future and you get motivated by the present. Definitely. But I will tell you the secret to motivation. This was a tricky one, but I'm going to teach it to you. So the secret to the motivation is actually the past. Man, like nobody picked the past because it makes sense that it'll be the future, right? But no, that's excitement. Motivation is actually the past. I'm going to explain this to you. So when there's something that you're not motivated about, the only reason why you're not motivated is because you have developed this mental picture that is not exciting, essentially. So let's talk about homework. Some of you are not motivated to do your homework. If that's you, raise your hand. I'm just curious. Oh, that's the whole, like everybody, geez, I should have spent the whole time talking about this. So when you think about schoolwork, if right now I will tell you, describe schoolwork with one pose that you have, all right? Will it be this? Will it be this? I don't see you can see me, or it's going to be like this. So this is what you're doing. Your mind, when it thinks of homework, it has a negative association with it. Where did this negative association come from? Something in the past. Because I guarantee you, when you were a kid, you used to like homework. You used to like school. You're a 2-year-old. You're like, Mommy, I want to go to school. I like to learn. Because guess what? I'm like, man, when you were a young kid, did you ask like 100 whys? Why? Oh, why? Oh, I know you did. Every kid does it. You know why? Because you guys want to know. You want to learn. Learning was fun to you. Riding a bike. Come on now. You all were excited to ride a bike. Now, it might have been scary, but you're like, I want to do that. Learning was fun. What happened along the way while learning is no longer fun? It's like, oh, homework. Oh my gosh, school. Oh, I hate it. Right? It's learning. So you've developed a negative picture. So my advice to you when you think of homework is to shift and talk to your past self. So how do you describe your past self? Oh, this is a tricky one. All right. And remember, I just allowed you to describe your future self. How will you decide to describe your past self? Because you actually have more information about your past. Someone says sad. No, you can't do that. Remember, I just told you, because you're going to do the same thing in the future, right? You can say, oh, my future is miserable. When you look at your past, if you had to be honest, there were things that were awesome and there was things that were terrible, probably. But that doesn't mean you have to view yourself that way. So I want you right now to describe your past self with all the amazing things, the amazing past self. Everything that was amazing in the past about yourself, your qualities, describe that, because now that's your new past self that you're going to be talking to. So this person, see, Jason said, eager. I was awesome and incredible. I love it. Outgoing, hyper, cheery, happy, motivated. I was carefree. I was smart, happy, excited. I love this. All right. Now we have completed our future and past selves. Now you know who you will be talking to moving forward. Okay? Because before, the people you talked to before, man, they got to go. I don't like the people you're talking to before. All right? So now you have your new people you're talking to. You have your amazing future self you're talking to, and you have your amazing past self you're talking to. Now, whenever you want to feel a certain way, you can actually go talk to them and they will give you advice. So tell me now, with this amazing past self, what are they telling you about school and being motivated? How can they get you motivated? How can your past get you motivated? What can you tell them? That it'll be fine. Okay, it'll be fine. I need a little more. School is fun. I like it. Kelly, you've been with me. I can tell Kelly's been with me for a while. But yeah, school is fun. Hang in there. It will get better. You will make it. It won't be long. Think about why you're wanting to go to law school. Okay, that's more future self. You're going to college soon. Okay, so let me explain. So your past self has to be something that actually happened. Because remember, it's your past. There's some truth to the past, right? So it has to be something that happened in the past. So this is the trick. This is the question I want you to ask yourself when you need to be motivated or when you're using your past to your advantage. Think of a time when there was something you were not motivated. Okay, I want you all to do that right now. Think of a time in the past where you were not motivated at all, but then you somehow got motivated. What happened? We all experience this. Come on, what happened? As it relates to your motivation, remember what happened. Think about in the past when something in the past, and you were not motivated, and then you automatically got motivated. What was it? I'll tell you mine, okay? I'm gonna tell you mine. So in the past, I grew up hating to read and write. I hated reading and I hated writing. So I had a lot of information to share, and somebody told me to write a book, and I didn't want to do it. So I procrastinated, I put it off, but something happened that helped me. And I don't want to get too confusing for you. Something that happened to help me. Someone made a comment. They say, listen, RJ, the book you're writing is not for you. It's for someone else. It's not for you, it's for someone else. Man, when that person told me that, I immediately went to start writing my book. Every day I was motivated to write my book. And now the book is a #1 Amazon bestseller, right? Just from that one statement. So what I'm sharing with you is I want you to go back into your past and think about a time when you were not motivated, but then you got motivated. Whatever happened with you, that's what you want to tell yourself about school. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. That makes sense. So yes, so Adam just said it. So in the past, he was not motivated to do something. He read a book and he got motivated. So guess what he's going to do right now? Okay? Guess what he would do right now? Because remember, you're talking to your past self to get motivated in the future. He would do something like read a book right now. Immediately go read a book or read something that's going to inspire him to take action. Does that make sense? Now I'll go the other way around. Let's go the other way. Let's go with frustration. Frustration. If you want to be frustrated right now, if you want to be just extremely frustrated, would you look in the past, the present, or the future? What do you think? So I see past, future, past, present, future. All right, cool. So yes, there could be frustration from all three of them. But if you wanted to feel frustrated right now, it would be the past. It would be the past. All right, because the future hasn't happened yet. Now, future would be discouragement. If you want to be discouraged, yes, look in the future. But if you want to be frustrated, focus on something in the past. Just think about something that just annoys, just makes you so mad. I will tell you right now. So in our system, we use this system called to schedule. So your parents are scheduling sessions with us. And we use this session, it's called Calendly. Woo, man, talking about some frustration. If I think about that right now, you're going to see me get mad. It's so frustrating because it's just not working the way it's designed to work. It's like we have to put a support ticket every week. It's so frustrating. So I'm going to shift my focus back to you guys because I don't want to get mad. So that's what I'm talking about. If you want to experience frustration right now, go to the past and think about something that just makes you mad. Now, what information did I just give you? It's teaching you this idea of shifting your focus. If you don't like the way you're feeling, shift your focus. Talk to your future self. Talk to your past self or go for peace. Just meditate, get some peace. That can help. All right, so let's go to another one. Let's go with depression. Depression. What do you think? Past, present, or future? Depression. Past, present, or future? Gabby says all of them. Yep. Future, past, all of them. Yes, yes. Any of them. Yes. So you're right. If you wanted to be depressed right now, I'm not telling you to do that, but I want you to understand this shifting of the mind. If you want to be depressed right now, a lot of the depression comes actually from future. It comes from future. Most depression comes from future. Yes, you experience it in the present. You think about something in the present, it's not going well. Then you compound that with thinking about things of the past that did not work. You compound that. Like right now sucks. And then, yes, I look back and, oh man, my past was terrible. So that compounds it. But that's still not where true depression comes from. True depression comes from the future. When you look at the future and your future is worse than what you're experiencing now, that's when true depression sets in. True depression. It's the future. It's looking at tomorrow and thinking tomorrow is going to be worse and is terrible. And that's where you start to feel hopeless, helpless. There's no motivation to even wake up out of bed. So it's shifting your focus to the future. And actually, this is something we do with death as well. And when you ever lost someone, you lost a pet, It hurts right now, right? Like when you lose a pet, it stings. You're supposed to go through this process. But what really stings is the future without the pet or the future without the person that you lost. That hurts. And that's where really the pain comes from, thinking about living the rest of my life or the next day without this person or animal. So, when it comes to death, there's a process you want to go through where you want to experience sadness. You want to. It's a process. But what I'm telling you, at any given moment of anything you experience in your life, you have the control and the ability to shift your focus. You literally shift. So my wife lost her dog. So I didn't experience this, all right? So I never had animals growing up. So I didn't really understand it until my wife really explained it to me. But like 3 or 4 years ago, she lost her dog. It was like, the dog was old too. It was like 15. And she took it hard and I was just shocked. I'm like, wait a minute. It's an animal. See, I didn't know. I didn't understand it. She explained to me like how devastating it was. So she went to the pier where she was sad and all that. And obviously I'm there. I'm trying to support her. But what really helped her go through it is when she started to look in the future, she wasn't like this doom and gloom of like, oh, my life without this dog for the rest of my life. She didn't. She actually started to see a future with more love in her life, whether it's another dog, maybe it's focusing on other people, whatever. She saw a better future and actually helped her get over it. Now, there's a trick we can do that I can teach you later. I'm not going to teach you now because we don't have enough time to teach it to you, but of pain of the past. And actually, somebody did write something of the past that was painful. So actually, I'm going to teach it to you. So hang out with them and do it as fast as I can. If I can teach you this, stand up as fast as you can for me. If I can teach you this cool thing, stand up as fast as you can. If I get enough people, I get half of the people to stand up as fast as they can, I'm going to teach you guys this. All right, I think we got to have. Okay, I'm going to teach you real quick. Someone earlier said that they're still haunted by the words that their father said to them from the past. So basically, her father said something, it still haunts her today. So I'm going to teach you one technique of how to overcome something of the past. There's several ways I can get into your mind and like twist it up. That's what we do as life coaches, man. We go into mind and we change it. So I can change it. This is a really cool technique. I can change yours in particular. But I want to go ahead and share with you guys in general what you can do is something painful of the past. First thing you can do to help is to give it meaning. Meaning. If you give something painful of the past meaning, it will help you feel better about it today. Give it meaning. So in this case, what is the meaning of her father saying hurtful words? What is the meaning of that? Could it be that maybe these words that he said to her actually helped her to develop the strength that she has today? Like, I'm stronger today based on the hurtful things you said then. I'm more resilient now because I experienced your hurtful words then. Now I'm more resilient. So when people are mean to me, it doesn't bother me. You have to give it meaning. Now, I could tell her something she could do really cool, a mind trick that she could do that would actually not bother you again. Now, this is what you can do. It's the coolest thing is going to work. Trust me. Whenever you hear your father's words, are you hearing it clearly, like his voice and his words, or what are you hearing?
I just hear like what he said that day, like just kind of repeated.
Repeat it, right. And do you hear, is it clear? Like you could really hear it? Like is it truly his voice or is it a distorted voice?
It's like in between, like sometimes it's distorted, but sometimes it's just like normal. Like I can hear it clearly.
That's it. Okay. So that is how we can still be bothered by something of the past is because our mind is the coolest thing. It doesn't know what is real or fake. So she experienced this, I don't know how many years ago, but in the past, but she feels like the pain from it now because she hears the words as if her father just said it to her. Her mind doesn't know that that was in the past. Her mind hears the words and it's like, oh, it's happening now. And that's why she feels the way she feels. So when you hear that, tell me, how does it make you feel?
Immediately, like just like close off all feelings, I guess, and just like start going numb.
Yeah,
again,
see?
I guess.
And how is that possible when the words were said to her years ago? It's because the mind doesn't know what's real or fake. So since the mind doesn't know what is real or fake, we have power. We can go in there and twist it. I'm going to teach you how to do it. This is what I want you to do. This is your exercise. I want you to do this for an entire week, just 7 days, every single day. I want you to take those words and I want you to give it a different voice. So give it like a funniest voice you can come up with. So what is a funny voice? What is a funny voice that you can come up with? It could be like a high pitch, like whatever. Give it a funny voice. And I want you to say those words with the funniest voice that you could think of. So that's what I want you to do. That's step number 1. All right. So each day when those words come to you, whatever he told you, replay it with a funny voice. I like the high pitch when you suck some helium. You guys done that? You guys have done that before when you took a balloon and you suck the helium and you start talking? That's the voice I would go to be honest. I like that voice. All right, so do that one. And then the next one you do, once you do that for a couple of days, I want you to think about the words in reverse. It's going to be tricky to do it. So you basically take the words and go backwards. All right, so these two things, what it's going to do is this. It literally is going to distort the memory of those words, and your mind will not think that is real anymore, and it's going to ignore them. Your mind is very efficient at taking certain memories and putting them in the trash, like the trash folder. If you do this exercise, it literally is going to take those words and put it in the trash because it thinks it's not real. It's like, wait, man, this is not real. We're going to get rid of this, all right? So do those, and it really will distort with those words. They have zero effect over you. All right, cool, man. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. See you guys later.
I hope you enjoy listening to the group coaching session. And I also hope that you are able to learn something that would help strengthen the relationship between you and your teenager. Until next time, this is a teen's perspective, helping parents see the future.